Good morning, children. Now, it's not the polar bear that's talking, it's me. I'm over in the corner. Now, as you know, this week we're learning lots about polar bears, and you've been finding out some fantastic facts. Yesterday, you was finding out what polar bears like to eat, so well done for doing that. Now, today, we're going to be looking at polar bears and finding out a little bit more facts about this magical bear. Now, as you can see on here, you can see a lovely picture of our polar bear. Now, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Now, I know that one of these facts already you might remember from the fact I shared with you on Monday. But let's have a look at that picture of that polar bear. Now, what can you tell me about it? What colour is its fur? Yeah, it's white. But can you remember the fact that I told you about on Monday? What's this interesting fact about the polar bear's fur? Yeah, it's actually transparent, isn't it? And it reflects the snow and the sun and it makes that white. Okay, let's have a closer look at this polar bear then. So if we know its fur is transparent, but actually it looks white in this picture, what colour do you think its skin is underneath that lovely fur coat? What colour do you think a polar bear's skin is? Now, if you look closely at its face, and if you look closely at that front paw, okay, you might see a colour that you might know. It's black. So a polar bear's skin is black. And the only part of its skin that is exposed is its nose. Can you see? He's got his big black nose that's not covered. And the paws, so his pads on the bottom of his paws are the only bit of skin that you can see. So there's our lovely polar bear. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the clip that I'd like you to look at today. So I'm just going to share my screen again. And what needs to happen is, hold on, where are you? If you can't hear this very well, because I know some of the sounds are not great on here. So if you can't hear me very well or hear the clip very well, you can click on the link on your plan. But let's see if we can have a look at it together and see if we can find out any more interesting facts. So I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller so you can see the picture of the bear a bit better. There we go. Here we go.
Polar bear's fur is not white. The fur is actually transparent. It consists of two layers of transparent hair, a soft, thick uppercoat, and a layer of hollow guard hairs. The layers only appear white because the hair spaces in each layer scatter all visible wavelengths of light. Underneath this fur, polar bears have black skin. Sunlight can penetrate the bear's transparent fur and reach its black skin, which absorbs the sun's heat and warms the bear's body. Polar bears are excellent swimmers. They've evolved to have a narrow skull and a long, flexible neck, which contains to help streamline the bodies of the water and provide the reach and flexibility they need to bring their noses out for air. Their front paws are huge, up to 12 inches broad, flat, and act as peanuts as the bears swim and eat hold or breathe in almost nothing at all. Additionally, the bears have a 2 to 4 inch layer of fur that helps keep them buoyant and warm as they swim. Polar bears are the largest land carnivore. They make almost 8 feet tall and weigh over 1,760 pounds, far outweighing the next largest land animal, the Komodo brown bear, by several hundreds of pounds. This hefty size allows polar bears to hunt large prey predators like walruses and humpback whales. Because of their tremendous size, polar bears have no natural predators, including humans. Polar bears only live in the Arctic. This region includes areas of Russia, Greenland, Norway, and the United States. 80% of the world's polar bears live in one country, Canada. Polar bears may traverse islands and coastlines, but most of the time, the bears live directly on sea ice that can be found between land masses. However, as climate change is causing sea ice to recede, polar bears are beginning to make their way further inland to find food. Polar bears are not endangered for now.
Okay, so hopefully you was able to hear that. But if you haven't, you can click onto the link on the plan and you can listen to that video again. There were some brilliant facts in there. So I found out that we was right. So the skin is black, and because it's black, what happens is the sun comes through that transparent hair and heats it up, so it keeps it nice and warm. So sometimes if you're out on a sunny day and you're in your car, you can see the heat coming off the tarmac because it's nice and black, isn't it? And that's really hot. And sometimes in the summer when it's really hot, some of the tarmac on the road starts to melt. So black absorbs the heat, and that's why the polar bear's got black skin, to keep him nice and warm. And I also found out from that video the polar bears are excellent swimmers. They look too big to be able to swim, but with their big pads, they're able to swim and they're able to hunt, and they've got a special long neck so they can lift their nose up. I suppose a bit like an elephant with a trunk, so they can still breathe while they're swimming. So fantastic. And did you see about the polar bear size of their paw? So it said it was 12 inches. So in centimeters, that's about 30 centimeters. Okay, and now my hand is definitely not 30 centimeters. That's the size of one of our rulers that we use at school. So maybe you'd like to get a ruler at home and find out what 30 centimeters looks like. And then to a normal adult hand, it's 19 centimeters. So nearly a polar bear's hand is near enough double, a polar bear's paw, sorry, is near enough double an adult size hand. Maybe you'd like to measure your hand to find out how big your hand is compared to a polar bear's paw print. Okay, your activity today is to make a fact poster. Okay, now I've seen some great drawings of polar bears already. So what you might like to do is our title of our poster could be polar bears. So let's see if we can write that together. So we know polar bears start with a P, P, P. So a nice capital P, P. O. So I need an O. O, polar. There we go. Bear. Now this is a tricky word because it's got our ear sound in it. It looks like ear, but it's bear. Okay, so you've got your title polar bear. Okay, then you might like to draw a picture of your polar bear. Okay, mine's going to be a quick drawing, so you can take your times on yours. So I know he's got a big black nose. Okay, there he is, and I'm going to do his eyes. Looks a bit more like a teddy bear than an angry polar bear. There he is. There's my polar bear. Okay, there's my polar bear. Now we can write some facts. So you can choose how you write your facts. You might just want to do some caption. Good swimmer, black skin, transparent fur. Okay, hunts big animals. Or you might like to write a sentence. So I'm going to challenge myself to write a sentence today. So I'm going to put a capital A. Polar, polar, finger space, bear. So let's read it back. A polar bear has, now I need your help with this. I want to write black. Let's sound talk it. B-l-ack. Okay, b-l. I can hear a b. B-l. And again, b-l-ack. B-l-ack. It's at the end, so I must need a curly k and a kicking k. A polar bear has black skin. 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 And a full stop at the end. A polar bear has black skin. Now, if you want to, you can do the paw print. Okay, I think it froze there a little bit, so I'm just going to read that bit again. A polar bear has black skin. Now, on my fact poster, I want to draw a big polar bear. So at home, you'd get a paw print, but I'm going to draw, just quickly, a polar bear's paw print. Okay, and then I can draw around my hand, and then what you can do, if you've got a ruler at home, you can measure your polar bear's paw prints. You can draw it to size and then measure your hand. But I know that a polar bear's paw print is about 30 centimeters. Okay, and what I'm going to do after this video is I'm going to go and measure my handprint to see how different a polar bear and my handprint is. Okay, so this is your fact poster, so you can draw everything you want. And you can write your sentence. So I've done my paw prints. And then over here, I'm going to write they, our tricky word, they. So they, finger space, are. That's another tricky word. We'll be learning that one next week. They are good. G, u, d. G, g, u, d. They are good swimmers. Swimmers. Sound. Well done. Full stop. They are good swimmers. And then I can draw a picture of a polar bear swimming. So when you make your fact poster, okay, it doesn't have to all be neat and in a straight line. So I've got a picture of a polar bear here. I've got a sentence. Down here, I've done my paw print. Over here, I've done that they're a good swimmer. So you can display and put your facts on just how you like because it's your poster. So I can't wait to see what you get up to. And I know that your polar bear is going to look a little bit better than mine. And I wonder if anyone is able to measure 30 centimetres and draw the correct size paw print of a polar bear and then measure their own hand to see how different. Is yours bigger or is it smaller? Can't wait to see what you get up to. And I look forward to seeing it on Tapestry. Take care for now. Bye-bye.